We are on chapter 16 of Dr. Dolittle, and it is titled The Ocean Gossips. And so, remember they found, they think, a person in um, in the ship, in the pirate ship. And so the doctors left off with, find me an axe and I'll chop down the door. So we don't know who is in the pirate ship right now. Right away, an axe was found, and the doctor soon chopped a hole in the door big enough to climb through. At first, he could see nothing at all. It was so dark inside. So he struck a match. The room was very small, with no windows and a very low ceiling. For furniture, there was only a little stool. All around the room, big barrels stood against the walls, and they were fastened at the bottom so that they wouldn't tumble with the rolling of the ship. Above the barrels, jugs of all sizes hung from wooden pegs. There was a strong smell, and in the middle of the floor sat a little boy, about 8 years old, crying. I declare, said Jip in a whisper. The little boy seemed scared to find a man standing there before him and all those animals staring in through the hole in the broken door. But as soon as he saw John Dolittle's face by the light of the match, he stopped crying and he stood up. You aren't one of the pirates, are you? Asked the little boy. And when the doctor threw back his head and laughed really long and loud, the little boy smiled and came in and took his hand. You laugh like a friend, not like a pirate. Could you tell me where my uncle is? I'm afraid I can't. When did you last see him? Well, it was the day before yesterday, and my uncle and I were out fishing on our little boat when the pirates came and they caught us. They sunk our fishing boat and brought us both onto the ship, and they told my uncle that they wanted him to be a pirate like them because he was really clever at sailing a ship in all kinds of weather. But he said he didn't want to be a pirate because stealing isn't good work for a fisherman. Then the leader, Ben Ali, he got really angry and he gnashed his teeth. And he said they would throw my uncle into the sea if he didn't do as they said. They sent me downstairs and I heard the noise of a fight going on above. And when they let me come up again, my uncle was nowhere to be seen. I asked the pirates where he was, but they wouldn't tell me. I am very much afraid they threw him into the sea and he might have drowned. The little boy started to cry again. Well, now, wait a minute. Don't cry. Let's go and have some tea in the dining room and we'll talk it over. Maybe your uncle is safe. You don't know that he was in the water, do you? Perhaps we can find him for you. First, we'll go and have toast with strawberry and jam and some tea, and then we will see what can be done. All the animals had been standing around listening, and when the boy and the doctor had gone into the ship's dining room and they were having strawberry jam, Dab Dab came up behind the doctor's chair and whispered, Ask the porpoises if the boy's uncle was drowned. They'll know. So a porpoise is, I think, like a dolphin. I would have to look it up, though. All right, said the doctor, taking a second piece of bread and jam. What are those funny clicking noises you're making with your tongue? Asked the 8-year-old. I just said a couple of words in duck language. This is Dab Dab, one of my pets. What? I didn't even know ducks had a language. Are all these animals your pets too? What is that strange-looking thing with 2 heads? Shh! That is the push-me-pull-you. Don't let him see that we're talking about him. He gets very embarrassed. So tell me, how did you come to be locked up in that little room? Well, the pirates shut me in there when they were going off to steal things from another ship. And when I heard someone chopping on the door, I didn't know who it could be. But I was really glad I found you. Do you think you will be able to find my uncle for me? Well, we're going to try very hard. Now, what does your uncle look like? He has red hair, very red hair. and he has an anchor on his arm, and he's really strong, and he's really nice. And he's the best sailor in the South Atlantic. His fishing boat is called the Saucy Sally. It's a cutter rig sloop. What is a cutter rig sloop? Whispered Gub Gub, turning to Jip. Shh, that's the kind of ship the man had, said Jip. Keep still, can't you? The doctor left the boy to play with the animals in the dining room and went upstairs to look for passing porpoises. And soon a whole school came dancing and jumping through the water on their way to Brazil. The doctor asked them if they had seen anything of a man with red hair and an anchor tattooed on his arm. Ah, do you mean the master of the Saucy Sally? Asked the porpoises. Yes, said the doctor. That's the man. Have you seen him? His fishing sloop was sunk, for we saw it lying on the bottom of the sea, but there was nobody in it, because we went and looked. Well, his little nephew is on the ship with me here, and he is terribly afraid that the pirates threw his uncle into the sea. Would you be so good as to find out for me, please, for sure, whether he was actually thrown into the sea? Oh, Well, he isn't drowned, that's for sure. If he were, we would be sure to have heard of it from the deep sea crabs. We hear all the saltwater news. The shellfish call us the ocean gossips. No, tell the little boy we are sorry we do not know where his uncle is, but we are quite certain he definitely didn't drown in the sea. So the doctor ran downstairs and told the nephew, who clapped his hands in happiness. And the push-me-pull-you took the little boy on his back and gave him a ride round on the dining room table. All the other animals followed behind, beating the pots and pans with spoons and pretending it was a parade. Now, that sounds like a delight to have a whole bunch of animals dancing and banging on pots and pans on your table. What a party. We're going to end here and we'll start chapter 17 tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day.